What's up, guys? It's Dustin. Welcome back to the channel. In October is leaving, and that makes me super sad because this is my favorite month, my favorite time of the year. I love Halloween. I'm actually filming this on my birthday, which is October 27th. You guys might be watching this on the 28th. I don't know yet, but I'm filming this on my birthday, and I wanted to go through and do my monthly roundup. We do this every month, and it is an absolute blast. And I have one hell of a stack of movies here, and I want to show you what I got, tell you where I got them, and talk about them a little bit. So, really excited about it. So let's go ahead and get into it. First things first, guys, we're starting it off with some 4K titles, and since we're in spooky season, there's quite a bit of horror movies in here. But honestly, I think I got a pretty good mix of titles. First up, we have Halloween 2018 on 4K with the slip, guys. I own every single one of these movies except for Halloween Ends, obviously, because it's not out yet. But, man, I love the Halloween franchise. Probably my favorite horror franchise ever. And then after like Halloween, it would definitely be Friday the 13th. But I just love these movies. I love Michael Myers. I love just the whole idea. And I really like the new trilogy. Yes, I said it. I liked Halloween Ends. Come at me for it. I don't care. I thought it was a fantastic movie. If you hated it, maybe more people need to watch Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, and then you'll kind of understand why they went in the direction. Because if you didn't notice, the new trilogy kind of follows the first 3 movies in a way. So, Halloween 2018 on 4K. Super happy to have it. I revisited this. Obviously, I watched all the movies up to Halloween Ends, and I absolutely love Halloween 2018. Something about it, the mask, it's just really good. Halloween 2018. Keeping with the Michael Myers theme here, we have the newest box set from Scream Factory, the Halloween 4K collection. 1995 through 2022. Or 2002. The movies that people hate the most out of all of them. And honestly, I enjoyed them in some weird way. Yes, they're not the best. I kind of hated the direction they went with the whole idea of the whole rune and being possessed, and it was weird, but honestly, I enjoyed the movies. We got all 3 of them here. We have The Curse of Michael Myers, H2O, and Resurrection. Again, they're not everybody's favorites, but I enjoyed them nonetheless, and Scream Factory made an amazing box set. Halloween 2018, I picked up on eBay, I think, really cheap with the slip. It was like $12. This was a gift from Teresa when my wife and I moved. She knows I love movies, and this was one of the things I wanted, so she picked it up for me, so that was awesome. Next up, a movie that I was really excited to watch, and I never got it when it came out because I just couldn't find it at my local Walmart. I kept looking and looking. This was a gift from Jeff, so was the one after this, and that is X, starring Mia Goth, the Ty West film. Now, a lot of people ended up not liking this movie. I've heard very mixed things on it, but I watched it. I enjoyed it. I remember seeing the trailer for it and thinking that it kind of had this Texas Chainsaw Massacre vibe to it in a way. I don't know. Something about it attracted me to it. I enjoyed it. I'm really excited to check out Pearl. I never saw it in the theaters, but I do plan on picking it up when it comes out, just because it is a follow-up to this. Well, I guess it takes place before this. I don't know. Something like that. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but really excited to check out Pearl. Really enjoyed X. There were some parts of the movie I honestly could have done without, but I didn't think it was a bad film by any means, and I found enjoyment in it. So, X. Next, since Jeff bought me that, Jeff also bought this. These came from my Twitch wish list. You're Next, a great home invasion film. I watched this movie, and I loved it. It's creepy. It's a home invasion movie. Of course, those are going to be scary in some way or another, because the thought of somebody breaking into your house and trying to slaughter you is absolutely terrifying, especially when they're wearing weird masks. So, You're Next, great movie. Highly recommend it. Next up, we got the Paranormal Activity Ultimate Chills Collection from Paramount. That's why I got confused there. This is all 7 films on Blu-ray plus a documentary called Unknown Dimension, how they made the films. This is a beautiful box set. If you guys want to see it in more detail and everything it comes with, I did a separate video on the channel. Go back and check it out. It wasn't too long ago. So I had earned a gift card through a thing at work, and I got some money off, and I got this on Amazon for a pretty good price. But you can buy this thing for around 55 to 60 bucks, which is actually a really good deal considering everything you get. So Paranormal Activity Ultimate Chills Collection. Really, really love this set. I have not started rewatching these. I know I've seen the first three, and they scared the dog crap out of me. So I'm going to revisit these at some point in time because spooky season never ends, okay? Not in my household. I'm a horror fanatic, and I watch horror movies all year round, and I'm sure a lot of other people do too. But next up, two movies that I really liked. The next three I'm going to show you were bought from my Twitch wish list from Evan, so shout out to you, Evan. The first two movies are movies that I have watched a few times, but I've never owned in my collection, and they're part of the DC universe. You guys know that I love the DC universe. I have Margot Robbie tattooed on my arm as Harley Quinn. First up, we have Aquaman. Now, not going to lie to you. When I put this on my wish list, I wanted it because at the time that the whole Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial was going on and that audio was released of him going, Aquaman, and it just cracked me up. So that just made me want to add this movie to my collection even more, so insert Johnny Depp.
Aquaman.
Aquaman. Not a fan of Amber Heard by any means, but you know, I like Jason Momoa. I love the DC universe, and Aquaman is actually a pretty solid movie, so can't wait to see the next one. Next up, we have the original Wonder Woman. I have Wonder Woman 84, and believe it or not, I actually like Wonder Woman 84. A lot of people crap on that movie, but I don't know. I found some enjoyment out of it. Yeah, some things could have been better about it, but all in all, it really wasn't a terrible movie. I definitely prefer the original, though, and I'm super happy to have it in my collection. This one, also from Evan, as I said. This was bought from my Twitch wish list. The Witch, an A24 film. Now, I've only ever watched this movie one time. And when I watched it, it was when it came out in the theaters, and I lived in Florida at the time, and I went with a friend and I saw it. And I remember it being very long and slow, and it really bored me up until the end. Now, I was much younger then, and I didn't have the appreciation for films that I have now. And now when I watch a movie, I look at things a lot differently. So I'm actually really excited to revisit The Witch. You can find this super cheap on Amazon. I think it's less than $5 actually. So yeah, Evan bought me Wonder Woman and Aquaman and The Witch. So super happy. The Witch. I'm going to rewatch it and see it. And it was funny, I was talking to a coworker about it, and he just watched it for the first time. And the idea of religious horror is terrifying. It's not for everybody, but I kind of like it. But I'm going to rewatch this and see if I have a different take on the movie after seeing it, being much older and having a different appreciation for film. The next few I'm going to show you were sent from Gruv.com, guys. Go check out Gruv. They are kind of an online website for Universal Pictures, and you can find movies super cheap. They run deals all the time. You can get two 4Ks for $22. New releases, you can get 2 for $32. It's a super good deal considering a 4K title in the store brand new. You're looking anywhere between $27 to $29 or more if it's from a boutique label. So definitely check out Gruv.com, Gruv.com. I'm going to have a link in the description below. Go check them out. Pick up yourself some amazing movies, guys. They're super fast shipping. They're great. And they're cheap. So it's a good way to bulk up your collection. First up, we already talked about a home invasion film, but we have the one that started it all, The Strangers. This movie, I remember seeing it around the time it came out. It was absolutely terrifying because, again, the thought of somebody breaking into your house or just like stalking you from outside your house is terrifying. Love The Strangers. Super, super good movie. And then to follow that up, we have The Strangers Pray at Midnight. Now, this is a movie that I didn't know came out. I've never watched it. I'm going to, but I'm going to rewatch the first one. But I'm going to watch this one. I'm going to check it out. Let me know what you think of this one. Is it good? Does it hold up? Is it comparable to the first one in enjoyment, or I guess in terms of being scary? I don't know. I'm going to watch it though. Super excited. Next up, we have a 4K title here. This is a movie that I really wish I would have taken the chance on when it came out, because this movie came out on 4K like right when I started heavily getting into collecting. Also, real quick, I actually bought a 4K player. I've been wanting one. I found one for a good price. I picked it up. So my movie experience has increased tenfold. Believe me, it is phenomenal. I watched a Blu-ray on it yesterday that you'll see towards the end, and it upscaled it. Phenomenal. It's amazing. So a movie that I really wish that I would have got back then, Last Night in Soho. I really wish I would have picked this up with the slipcover. I'm not a big slipcover person. If I get one, cool. If I don't, oh well. But the slipcover for this movie is gorgeous. This movie is phenomenal. And I passed on it so many times because I just didn't know what it was about. And earlier this month, I was just browsing on HBO Max because, yes, I collect physical media, but I still watch movies on HBO Max because I love HBO Max. I get it free with my phone service. So there's that. But this movie popped up and I watched it, and I'm super glad I did because I fell in love with it. Last Night in Soho. I cannot wait to revisit this on 4K and see it the way that it is meant to be viewed. Last Night in Soho, phenomenal movie. If you have not watched it, please do yourself a favor. Watch that film. It is great. Then we have Freaky, Vince Vaughn, Catherine Newton. Guys, this movie is not for everybody. It is a horror comedy, kind of like Freaky Friday, but a more horror twist. And my wife and I love this movie. Anything where grown adults act like teenagers, super funny to us for whatever reason. We just rewatched this again like earlier in the week. Love this movie. Definitely check it out if you haven't already. It is so funny to see Vince Vaughn because you know him in his comedic roles, but to see him take on something a little more serious, you kind of realize that he's a very scary big man. But, you know, then it gets funny because obviously he turns into her, and it's great. Next up, a Rob Zombie film here, Lords of Salem on Steelbook. This is a Blu-ray. I have watched this film one time, and I remember really, really liking it. There's nothing to it. The disc art's really cool, but I'm definitely going to revisit this, Lords of Salem. I love the Rob Zombie films. I did not check out The Munsters yet. I'm just not in the mood for that type of film, but eventually I'll get there. I thought about picking it up today when I was out, but it was only $15, but I just couldn't bring myself to get it. And eventually I'll find it, I'm sure, super cheap, and I'll pick it up down the line. But as of right now, I'm cool without it. Next up, a movie, again, that I wish I would have picked up sooner, The Hunt, with Betty Gilpin and Hilary Swank. This is a movie that I kept finding in one of the Walmarts in a town over from us, in the $5 bin, and I kept passing on it because I was like, I'm not sure what it's about, and I kept seeing people talk about it in YouTube videos and on TikTok and how funny it is and how good it is, and when I went back to get the movie, it was long gone, and I have not found it for a good price since, but Gruv came in clutch, and we got The Hunt. I watched this for the first time with my wife. I loved every second of it. Phenomenal movie, great horror comedy. Definitely check it out. Next up, we got a couple 4K titles here. These are still from Gruv. Then after these two, then it's into other stuff. But we have Us by Jordan Peele on 4K. Again, a movie that I watched when it came out in the theaters. My wife and I went to see it, watched it in the theaters, and the whole concept of this movie freaked her out. It's just something that stuck with me because the idea of it is great. And I really, really like this movie. I'm going to revisit it because I haven't seen it since the theaters. And then we have Get Out on 4K, another Jordan Peele film. My wife watched this for the first time the other night. We threw it on. This is the first movie I watched in the 4K player. Again, a movie that I watched in the theaters when it came out and haven't seen it since. And this movie still holds up. It is amazing if you have not watched it. Jordan Peele and his just take on things is really creative. And I honestly, I really enjoy it. And this is a great film. My wife was cheering on the main character through the whole thing. It's just a great movie. It was awesome to revisit it. I loved it just as much as the first time I saw it. Now, these next three movies are from a local small business that is in my town called Aiden's Attic, guys. It's an amazing store. They call it Your Horror Headquarters, but they have everything, pop culture, horror stuff, Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, just everything. Anything collectible you can think of, comics, vinyls, everything. Amazing place. The owner's super cool. And my wife and I picked up 3 movies there. First one being Poltergeist, the remake from 2015, I think. I could be wrong. 2015. I do want to get the original on 4K. I plan on it. I'm just waiting for it to come down in price. Eventually, I'll get it. I'm not in a rush. Same thing with The Lost Boys. when they come down in price, I will pick them up on 4K. But the remake, a lot of people didn't like it. I've only ever watched the original. I've never seen the remake. And this was only like $3, so I'm sure I'll find enjoyment in it. I'm going to be checking this out soon. And all my movies just slid off. A movie that I've never seen before that is filmed by Matt Reeves. Let Me In, a vampire film. And I've had a lot of people tell me this movie's really good. I have not watched it yet. I do plan on getting to it soon. Maybe I'll throw this one on tonight. I don't know. Or no, I know what we're going to watch tonight. But who knows? We might watch two. My wife and I have been pulling some double features lately. But Let Me In, I'm really excited to check it out. It's the only vampire film in my collection. So really excited to see what this movie's about. Next up, we have Army of Darkness on Blu-ray. Yes, I know that Scream Factory released a 4K of it. I like Army of Darkness. It's not my favorite out of the movies. This one's definitely a little over the top and a little too cheesy, but it's Evil Dead. It's to be expected. However, I do enjoy the movie, but right now I'm cool with having the Blu-ray. This was a really, really good price. I couldn't pass it up. Maybe eventually I'll pick up the 4K, but as of right now, I'm super cool with Army of Darkness on Blu-ray. It's a fun movie. Now, these next ones I picked up on Whatnot, guys. If you don't know what Whatnot is, it is basically like eBay auctions, but they're live streamed. It's super cool, and I came across a guy who was doing dollar Blu-rays. So he would start the bid out as $1. I had $10 in credit, so I paid absolutely nothing out of pocket for these films. I'm going to leave a link down to my Whatnot. If you guys sign up using that link, you get $10 in credit, and when you make your first purchase, I get $10 in credit. So it helps me out. You get good movies for a good price. So do I. So first up, we have The Hangover, the first one. My favorite out of the three. The Hangover, the first one, is the best. I don't own the other two. Eventually, I'll get there, but this one is definitely my favorite. To me, it has the most rewatchability. So The Hangover, unrated on Blu-ray. Bruno. I love Sacha Baron Cohen. Borat 1 and 2, enjoyed both of them. Bruno is hilarious. Again, guys, I only paid $1 for these, but I used credits. Again, I did not come out of pocket at all for these. So we have Bruno. Funny movie. Definitely not for everybody, and it definitely is a movie that if people were to watch nowadays, they would probably take a lot of offense to it, but it is what it is. A movie that I've always wanted to see, I've heard a lot of good things about this. Yes, it has a rental thing, because I'm assuming that this came from a rental store, but the disc's good. It works. I can always print the actual cover if I want to get rid of it, but it doesn't bother me. It is what it is. But we have Her. I've heard very good things, that it's funny and also that it's very sad and can put you in your feelings. So definitely have to be in a certain type of mood to check out a movie like this, but eventually I'm going to get to it. Next up, we have Project X, guys. This is a great, fun movie. It's about this crazy party. I'm sure you know. Project X. Love it. Watched it a few times. And again, I didn't pay anything for it, so there it is. We have The Other Guys. Will Ferrell, Mark Wahlberg. A lot of people like this movie. A lot of people don't like this movie. I find it absolutely hilarious. It's so funny. Super fun to watch. And it's just a good shut your brain off slapstick comedy. You really can't go wrong with it. We have The Other Guys. The last one from Whatnot, we have Friends with Benefits, Ashton Kutcher, Mila Kunis. I love, or not just Ashton Kutcher, Justin Timberlake. I'm so sorry. Mila Kunis, my wife and I love her, especially in Bad Moms. I just watched that movie on Netflix. She's in that more serious one called Luckiest Girl Alive. She's a great actress. I love her in Ted. I just really like Mila Kunis, let's be honest. She's phenomenal at what she does, and this is a good, just chick flick to watch with your significant other, so really like it. Next up, my wife and I just watched this last night. Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. This came from Amazon. Bodies, 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 Pete Davidson. This movie really kind of threw me for a loop, but I enjoyed it. I can see how a lot of people might not like this movie, especially if you're older. This movie is definitely like kind of cringe, but like in a funny way in some of the things that they say. I love Pete Davidson. I enjoyed it. My wife found enjoyment in it. Will I watch it again? Yeah, I will. It's good. It has rewatchability. It's pretty funny. This was a gift from Alejandra, one of my wife and I's friends, and I am super happy I just watched this. We have Evil Dead. This is the remake from 2013 on 4K from Scream Factory. I just rewatched this movie 2 days ago and totally forgot how absolutely insane and crazy it was and how much I actually really like it. It's nuts. It's definitely the scariest and more serious out of all the Evil Dead films. The glass in the face scene, ugh, makes me feel weird. But we have the Evil Dead on 4K from Scream Factory. Great, and it looks great on 4K. And then the newest pickup I just got today because I had some birthday money. I was super unsure about this film, but honestly, my grandma was with me because our car broke down. So I was hanging. My grandma came to pick me up from work. She's a saint. And I was like, I have to run to Walmart for some stuff. And she gets a discount because she works there. So picked up Nope on Blu-ray. I was very kind of undecided on seeing this film or picking it up. But honestly, because she had a discount card and I got it for a decent price, I couldn't pass it up. And I decided why not. They did not have the 4K version there. If they did, I definitely would have snagged it. But I'm cool with the Blu-ray because I'm not really a big alien person in films when it comes to stuff like that. If it's done right, I enjoy it like the movie Signs. But there's some I've watched that I just can't stand. It's just not my type of film. But I don't know. I really like Jordan Peele, and after rewatching Get Out and wanting to rewatch Us, I thought, why not? Let's check it out. We have Nope on Blu-ray, guys, and that is it. That is everything for the month of October, guys. It was a big month. Over 30 titles. Crazy. I think there's 28 individual items here, which is insane. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you guys are brand new. I love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.